Hey everyone, Jane Cormack here, and welcome to this reciprocal interview. I'm here with my good friend Marielle van Dop, who is in the Netherlands right now. We're speaking on Skype. I'm sitting here at home in Scotland, and she's in Northern Holland. So welcome, Marielle.
Thank you. Good to be here with you.
Yeah, great. We're going to talk about the feminine art of listening, connecting nature and creativity, right? Which is our upcoming workshops this summer. And we decided we wanted to do this reciprocal interview to send out to our lovely audience and our people to give them a better impression and idea of what it is we're going to do and to meet us both and introduce ourselves.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with asking you, Marielle,
Yes.
what is your passion that you are bringing forward into the workshops in the feminine art of listening, connecting nature and creativity?
Yeah, well, for me, the key word which represents my passion is nature. I have I feel this deep connection with the earth, and I just love being. And actually, I'm hearing the echo now, but hopefully it's not going to be in the interview. Um, it's the ever since I'm thinking back, when did it start, this deep connection with nature? And I realized that the fondest memories I have from growing up were outside in nature, and that is something which went on in my life, just the joy to be outside, um to relax outside, and to feel this unconditional love, and not having to do anything. And I sort of it emerged into having that for my own, and connecting with people who also have this deep connection with the earth, and then starting to sort of the naturally, for my work as an energetical healer and reader, I sort of introduced nature in that. And I found, yes, this is what I want. This is what I want, to be with people outside, and to let them feel the love and the guidance of nature, to connect within themselves, and to find the answers within themselves, and to feel them. Yeah, like I have to search for the English word. Bloom. That's a word.
Yeah.
To bloom. That, I think that's English. Yes.
Yes, to blossom, to
To
bloom.
blossom. That's the English word. Yes. I've seen it every time, even with people who are very close. Once they are in nature, it's more easy to connect within themselves. And lately, I've been more or less be more focusing on women, because I think women and nature, and women and the earth, are just naturally together, and many women have lost their contact, their deep connection with earth, and therefore has lost their connection with themselves. So that's my passion, to reconnect women with the earth and themselves. So that's one of my contributions in the workshop we're giving, and I would really love to know about you. What is your passion, and what is you bring into the workshop, the retreat we're giving together?
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. I think I share a lot of your passions as well, especially around nature connection. I grew up in a really natural environment as well, and I know that personally, when I go out into nature, I feel renewed and revitalized and inspired with new ideas. And I use that energy for creative expression. So I'd say my passion is definitely around the arts and creativity, and that includes dance and movement, music, writing, painting, working with color, and being outside in nature really fuels that for me. It really, the energy of nature inspires that, and it also brings me back like you were saying, it brings me back into my body and more in tune with my own feminine rhythm as well.
Yeah.
So if I'm stressed, or there's a lot going on, or I feel like I'm getting into my head too much, then the first thing that I'll do, or that I'll think of to do, is to go outside and just either go for a walk or even sit outside and just breathe. And so I was, wanted to find a way that would combine all of the things I'm passionate about, that are all interlinked, and bring them together in a way that is fun, that embodies, that embodies everything. That's using the whole being, the intelligence of, the body, the mind, the soul, the spirit, and to bring us back into our joy, and to hear. I think once I've spent time outside in nature and express that outwardly through using the tools of creative expression, then everything's clearer after that. There's a clarity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That emerges, and then from that place, we can start a new project, or just be better in whatever it is we're doing at that moment. So those are my passions and my experiences that I'm bringing together in the workshop. And I think what's so important right now, and why we've decided to do this as well, is about also women really learning to listen more deeply, and to come back into our own rhythm. And you were talking about that as well. And why do you think women have sort of lost touch with, or lost the confidence to maybe trust that inner voice, or that guidance, and really listen?
That's a good question. I can feel the goosebumps when you ask that. Why? That's for me. It goes way a long way back, when for centuries and even longer. I don't know what's longer than a century in English. Eons, well, long times. Women have been forced to repress their inner nature. We had to survive in a world which was dominated by the male energy, and the feminine energy sort of was suppressed and not allowed to emerge. And the power of women and Christianity has had a very important part of it. The feminine power has been repressed. So to survive, women did the best they could, and women are such a good survivors. They sort of disconnected from their own inner nature just to be able to cope. And of course, through centuries, there have been women who just dared to speak out loud and to voice their inner strength, and they have been an inspiration for me and for many other people. And now this time we're living in right now, this time really asks for women to reconnect with that inner power, and to let that hear, and to let that feminine light shine into the world. And I heard a friend of mine said that she heard that the Dalai Lama actually said that the new world, the changes of the world and the new world is being brought by Western women.
Yeah,
and
I heard that too.
and that is so beautiful, because I can really feel it, that because we have the time and the all the we don't have to work so hard for survival anymore, so we can really work on our inner self and our inner connections again, related to the outer world. And that's why we can let this feminine power, this feminine essence, this feminine joy, this feminine light, this feminine being re-emerge in the world, and to be and to let that shine and to make this change happen. And
Mm.
I just love being part of that movement.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's so important right now.
Yeah.
Yes, me too.
Yes. So have you any other thoughts about that, or additions to that? Why it's that women have lost that connection, that with their inner nature, and yeah,
Well, I think
how's that for you?
you said that so well, and I agree, definitely with everything you said. Of course, because one of the reasons we decided to do this as well, because it's personally important for, I know, for both of us to really listen deeply and to live our truth. And so I know the consequences of not listening and not living
Yeah.
my truth. And it's when when I'm out of alignment, and when other women are out of alignment with their, let's call it, their truth, or their path, their purpose, then um it it affects. So it's like a ripple effect on in all areas of their life. Things don't flow as well, and there's frustration that builds, and that's also to do with, I think, not allowing ourselves to express freely as well, which is why I'm so passionate about creativity.
Yeah.
Creative
Yeah.
expression. It's a way to release,
Yeah.
on all levels, physically to release tension in the body, emotionally to release, and to keep that cycle moving, so that we're open to the new in life. And
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and it, because of what's happening on the world, if we look at, we're looking at the world on it's a lot of the old systems are crumbling away, and there is this new um, energy that's emerging, and women are very much on the forefront of that in many ways,
Yeah.
with this movement. And so to learn to listen more deeply is so essential, I think, for us to take the steps that we need to take, and that we want to take, to have a fulfilled life, but also to be an example to other people as well, and to other women,
Yeah. Yeah.
and to really learn to honor ourselves. Because we really have such a power of intuition and an ability to listen through our being and through our bodies, to that deep calling, that deep voice within ourselves. And it's always there, and it always has been there. And in listening to ourselves, we learn to honor ourselves as well. We learn to honor our being, and I think that's one of the most important things for women in learning the feminine art of listening, is to learn how to honor ourselves, and to have a great life.
Yeah.
To make good choices for ourselves, and to not
Yeah.
create that self-sabotage or fall into the old patterns, um, and to build that trust. And so that, that's one of the main parts as well, is developing a really deep sense of self-trust. Because if we don't trust ourselves, then who else is going to trust us? And if we don't trust ourselves, then you know we're not going to trust the choices we make, from the relationships we choose to the careers we choose to anything that we choose. We're never
the health.
health, yes, on all levels. If we don't trust ourselves, then we're never going to really fully embrace what we are choosing. So trust and listening and honouring and that connection are all interlinked. And the tools that we've chosen, creativity and nature, are joyful tools to really have fun with at the same time as working on a much, much deeper level. So, there's such joy and fun in going down this path as well. It's not about hard work and
no.
Oh my God, how do I do this? There are tools that we use that really support women and help, and that I know I've used myself throughout my life, and I know you have as well. And so these are the tools and the skills that I feel that we're bringing together to really support and help other women to learn to get on this path as well.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if that even answered the question, but
well, it was just beautiful. I feel like I would like to add something to this, and that we are talking a lot about the feminine essence, the feminine power, and women getting into their own, listening to their own nature. For me, it's very important to emphasize that by women to connect with their own authenticity, it's not something against men. It's more meant to become more of yourself, and in that be more of an inspiration to men to also come into their self. Because I don't believe in the old and to guess, the people, men and women against each other. I believe in that men and women, both essence, working together and creating together. And but women need to come into their own power before they can fully, actually, that's my belief. Women have that capacity of coming into their power, and then the men will come as well. And then, for me, then we create this beautiful world where we think we are capable of creating. So it's important to say that it's not against men. It's
very, very important thing to say. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And just to add something else to that as well about our, we all have masculine and feminine within us.
Yeah, exactly.
They support each other. So just as the masculine and feminine within us support those parts of ourselves within ourselves, the masculine and feminine support each other out with ourselves as well. And there's a beautiful union. And I remember I did a video that was called "Does Your Framework Support Your Flow?", which was really about this subject, about how the framework and the structure and the holding of the masculine really supports the intuition, flow, and the spontaneity of the feminine, and how when they've come together, it really creates a beautiful synergy and balance. So, yeah, we love the masculine too.
Yeah, exactly. That's where we need. I mean, if we didn't connect to our masculine energy, we wouldn't have this workshop. Done, because you need focus, you need this sort of clarity in where you want to go, and those are wonderful masculine things. I'm sorry. Excuse me for not knowing all the English words. It's I want to say so much, but then think, oh my God, what's the English word? Whatever.
You could try a Dutch word.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's that feels good. Well, what I would say, you were speaking about the tools we're using, and we have talked about nature and creativity, about art and being outside. Could we maybe talk some more about the actually tools we are using? Could you maybe say something about that?
Yeah. Well, we both met in a heart intelligence retreat, didn't we? So
Yes.
that's something that we do incorporate into the workshop, is really coming into the heart and learning what it feels like to get out of the head and come into our bodies and come into the heart. So heart intelligence is a part of how we structure and how
Yeah.
we begin. Um, Breath is a really, really important tool, because breath brings presence, it brings us back into our bodies. A lot of people don't breathe properly, or pay enough attention to the breath, and it's such a powerful tool as well. So that's a tool that we always begin with as well. And movement as well, because we're using our whole intelligence and our whole being, that the physical body is such an important thing to tune into our physical body. And we do that through movement, and really tune into how it's feeling and how it wants to move. And so we incorporate like dance as well, and movement, and really enjoy being in the body and having fun, moving. And then music. I love music. Different styles of music, different genres of music. Music is also an incredibly powerful tool to bring us back into our hearts, out of our heads, and can inspire spontaneous movement. It can inspire ideas, new thoughts. It can open our emotions. It can touch us on such a deep level. So music's really an important tool. And then we've also got working through art, through painting and color, and using the vibrations of color and the vibrancy of color has a healing effect, whether we realize it or not. The joy of being surrounded by all these amazing vibrant colors, and intuitively choosing what feels good, and working with painting and expressing ourselves through movement combined with color. And what else is there? There's quite a lot, really.
Maybe I can add some things. Yes. What I believe is to be more or less also work with the senses. I think every sense we have will be addressed somehow. The sense of the eyes, the sense of the feelings, the sense of that you said about music, hearing, but also smelling. To be outside and to smell the beautiful smells outside. The sense of taste. Like we have a wonderful woman, Nortje, who is coming to cook for us, and she really loves to cook. So that as well, and that sort of creates that sensuous feeling to be really aware of our body. And of course the sixth sense will also be addressed. Like, okay, what's our intuition? Okay, what is this tree saying to me? What is this what does this flower just tell me? Of how does it feel here in this enchanted piece of nature? And to listen to that voice really inside your inner voice, or your higher voice, or and that's important as well, I guess. And that's my thing, the connection with the nature spirits, and I just love that. And to see what they bring. And I can remember in a workshop we did last year, is that we did this dance with the nature spirits, and I still can feel the joy of that. And just the movement together, and to feel it's like more than just me moving. And that's those are tools as well we will be using, and to create maybe not only with colors, but also with things from nature. We add that to the creativity and to the paint and whatever.
And
So
you were talking about voice a lot as well, and
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and using sound. Another part is actually using the voice and creating sound and working with toning and opening
yeah,
our vocal power as well. So
yeah.
that's an important tool to learn to be heard and to speak up and just enjoy the sound of our own voices.
Mm,
And so,
yeah,
this year we're going to be in the same place, in this beautiful place in nature that you just talked about. So that's going to be great. Up in,
yes.
is it Friesland? Am I saying that right?
Yeah,
Friesland.
yes, yes, that's right. In the Netherlands, yes.
um, and of course, we'll be going to Edinburgh as well, the capital of Scotland, into a historic building there, the Guild Centre. So these are going to be two completely different, energies of the countries,
Mm,
as well as the environments we're going to be in. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be,
yeah, yeah. That's really great. And actually, there are some Dutch people who are preferring to go to Scotland because they want to combine it. So I would really, in this, like to invite the people from England and Scotland to come to Holland. That
yeah,
would be
sure.
really great. Yes,
Yeah,
because I so want to. I would enjoy to show you the Dutch nature and the Dutch nature energies and
Mhm.
work with you. So that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, let's invite all the wonderful women from anywhere that they happen to see this to come visit the Netherlands and Scotland and to really experience the nature and the land here and take part in our experience and
Yeah.
enjoy.
That would be
Yeah.
great. Yes. So the Dutch retreat will be from the 13th to the 15th of July,
Mhm.
and the Scottish one in Edinburgh will be.
It's the 28th and 29th of July. So they're quite close together. Both in July, summer. Hopefully the weather will be wonderful in both those
Yes.
places. But if not, it will still be. We still get to enjoy nature at the same.
Yeah, you know what? A very wise woman knows that there is no bad weather. There is just bad clothing, you know?
Clothing. Oh.
Bad way of dressing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, very wise woman.
Yes. That will be great. So that's about the
Is there
end of
anything
the
else?
interview. Is there anything else you want to add to say?
Um,
Some wise words to part with?
some wise words. Hopefully, I've said a few already.
Yes.
um, um, I think my wise words would be if you want to experience love, connection, joy, expression, and a deepening of your connection with yourself, with nature, and with other people, then these events are really going to support you in that, and we'd love to see you there. And with that, I feel complete, and I'm really excited and looking forward to being with you and co-hosting and facilitating with you. I can't wait, and it's going to be a very juicy experience.
Mm,
Thank you,
thank
Marielle.
you. Thank you.
Mm.
Yes. You've said it all, I guess, in these words. It's yeah. What I would like to add in this end is that I really feel inside this joy of connecting with you and all those women who choose to come with us and to experience the joy together, the joy of nature and expressing together. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. So maybe if you can't come this year, I'm sure we will be joining our forces next year. And it's just great to connect with you in this way. And thank you, Jane, for rating this interview and for us to get both of us known to our people here.
Yeah, thank you for joining me.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
well, enjoy the rest of your day, and
yes.
I'll see you very soon. And goodbye to
Yes.
everyone who's watching.
Yes, yes. Goodbye, everybody. And if you just watch this interview and you want to go, I would like just go outside and smell and hear and feel nature. And I'll be with you. Okay, bye bye.
Bye. Bye.